Welcome everyone again. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles, and this time around we're going to review an album that Richard suggested from Underworld called Barbara Barbara. Is it safe to come out of the woods or something?
Barbara, Barbara, we face a shining future.
Oh, it's not
Oh,
Barbara
are you going
Getty's.
to feel awful when I tell you
It's not
wow, they came up with
Barbarella,
that name?
Barbarella, we faced
Psychedella.
got a cuckoo shell about you. Barbarella, Barbarella. Um, I thought it was Barbara Getty's. We face a shining future. No,
JR! How could you
no.
do that,
Barbara
JR?
Streisand, we face a.
Oh, I can't believe it. Bobby, why would you say that about your father, JR?
Barbara Bush, we face a shining future. Okay, go ahead. Yes, yeah, we're
Oh, I'm
reviewing.
Robert Fitton, along with Richard from Calvin Wazoo, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and Mike from Hubtunes. Let's begin the reviews. Who's first to talk about this album?
It's it's
It's
me.
Micadelic.
It is me who is first, I believe. I streamed this. I do not own this record. I believe I had heard this before.
Really?
Yeah, my friend Eric in San Francisco is real big into this. Is like in his wheelhouse, and I actually sent him a text and I said, "Have you ever heard of this band?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I love them." And I'm pretty sure he had actually told me about them, so I think I had heard it before. So I, I streamed it in the car, and it came up, and it said dance, and I was like, "Uh oh." Usually, when something says dance, I automatically am like, "No, this is not going to be my thing." I wouldn't say it's a dance record. The first couple of songs, "I Exhale" and "Ifra," definitely have a dancey beat to it. It kind of it had more of a post-punk feel through some of it. And I it's not a dance. You know what they remind me of? Do you remember the band Fisher Spooner?
Oh yeah.
They
No,
remind me a
I
lot
don't
of
know them.
Fisher Spooner. They're a darker, I guess, dance maybe, but I think more post-punkish. The song "Low Burn" on here is great. I really like that. The instrumental Santiago Curato, the guitar and the Latin beat, I really like that. The next two songs are my favorite: "Motorhome" and "Ova Nova." I love "Motorhome." That was my favorite song on the record. The next song I also really really like. And then it's kind of over. There's only 7 songs.
Seven songs.
The record, "Nylon Strings" or "Nylon Strung," I also liked. I loved the vocals. I thought it had a great beat. I thought it was a cool closer to the record. It's a fast record. It's over before it even. I could have actually had a few more songs on it. I would have been fine with it. I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it. I would buy it. I did look on Amazon, and it was $128
Pocket change.
for the vinyl.
Oh, don't go to Amazon. You can get it for $30 on Discogs.
I haven't dug deeper into it because I don't know. I put it on my list. It's on the ever growing list of stuff that I would consider if I came across it in the store. I would pick it up, definitely. I really enjoyed it. I would give it. Is it something I would listen to all the time? No. I would give it four rainbows. I really enjoyed it more than I thought I would when I first started listening to it.
All right, who's next?
You.
You are.
You.
I don't really get it. The first two songs were better than the rest of it. There a lot of the rest of it just kind of reminds me of, and I've mentioned these things before, music bed discs that radio has to put behind promotional spots and commercials and things, where it's just really incidental music that doesn't have a lot of dynamics, or it doesn't supposed to get in the way of what you're saying, or something on a soundtrack where there's something more going on in the movie, but you're just hearing the music part of
Oh,
it, which
that
is kind of
reminds me.
supposed to be in the. Richard has left now.
Oh, he's
Uh,
done. He doesn't want to hear what you have
No,
to
no, no.
say.
I just, you reminded me of something that I needed to pull for this.
Oh, okay.
It
We're
just
ready.
sounds like a movie soundtrack where there's supposed to be, something going on in the movie, but you're not seeing that. You're just hearing the music that's in the background. A lot of it just sounded very incidental to me. I don't get why somebody would be excited about this and be like, I want this on a record. I mean, the first two songs were okay. The first song sounds like they probably are going for a single, maybe.
Yeah, I would guess is the single.
But that slow song in the middle, it was like had no melody or anything. It just kind of sounded like it wasn't horrible, it wasn't annoying or anything. It was just kind of like missing something. It was missing like some dynamics or missing a point or
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't do it for me. 2.5 rainbows.
2.5 rainbows for Mr. Griffin. So I'm not on the same wavelength as you, Robert Fitton, but I'm close. Um, no, I didn't hate this, and Richard has given us some gems that I could probably say that I hate. So this is not one of them. This is not a hate. Craig does not hate this one. It's 7 songs, but 45 minutes. So I think it's the instrumental song that is 4 minutes. Everything else is like 6 or more, and that's just a little much. Especially when it is that same, like the I Exhale, I like, and I actually watched the video clip of that, or the video version of it, which it's only 4 minutes instead of 8 minutes, and I enjoyed that more because, and I like his accent, I like the talking, and and there's a dancing lady in the video. She just dances and she spins in circles. And I Dramamine, is that what we take when we're dizzy? I felt like I needed to take watching this girl just dance in circles. And because that was the entire video. I was like, what? Girl, you making me, I'm having a problem. I mean, it's fancy dancing, but it's just a little much. But seeing the shiny stars, your shoes and beer. I mean, shoes and beer. Sign me up, shoes and beer. And then spangled top, leather jacket. I love a spangled top with a leather jacket. Hello, thank you, friend. Okay, I exhale. Deep lyrics, right? That Ifra, but then he talks about shoes in that song too. So he's like, shoes of the stars. So is he like thinking about Beyonce's shoes? Maybe Barbara Streisand's shoes, maybe Bill Clinton's shoes. Is he a star? I don't think so. But somebody's shoes of the stars. We're thinking about the shoes of the stars, and he's having a good time. And Luna, 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 illuminate. What? Okay, we're Luna and we're illuminating, and I don't know, because these songs are very long, and there's moments where it's just monotonous and it's the same thing going over and over again, and there's very little lyrical content, and I want a little bit more. I want a little, but I got shoes, and I love shoes, so especially when it's the shoes of the stars. Beyonce shoes, okay, Dolly Parton's shoes. She only wears stilettos. All right. So then the low burn, I don't remember it. It was 7 minutes long. That's Where in the World is Carmen Santiago song. It's music, but it's short. So the Motorhome, I liked it, but it was just the same lyrics over and over and over, and the same beat over again. And so I kind of like where I am with this is that if you took like 2 minutes off of most of the tracks, I'd probably enjoy it a lot more. Not saying I didn't, because what was that? Rocky and Bullwinkle or whatever that Richard did. Not Rock. Oh, Aesop, ass hat, whatever.
Oh, yeah, the rap thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a 12-star record compared to that.
Oh,
But,
well, yeah.
but sorry,
without saying.
I love you, Richard. I love you.
It's Tuesday. I got a cheeseburger in my car.
Oh,
You know,
my
whatever.
God. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, and I would gladly pay you Tuesday for a cheeseburger. Today.
Right.
And I, you know, I have drank some wine, and so I'm looking at you, Richard. Heart your face. All right. And no, I'm not. Shut up, Craig. Okay. And the nylon strong, but open me up. What is he saying there? That's a story. There's a story behind that line. And I am giving it 3 rainbows.
Interesting. All right.
Tell me, what?
You're reviewing Bob Dylan to make him happy.
I love to review Bob Dylan.
Oh.
No, I don't know.
Generous ratings in a
Your eyes.
row.
Bob Dylan.
Too generous, yeah. Go ahead, Richard.
Okay. Well. All right. So yeah, Barbara, we face a shining future. I chose this one for Underworld because this is a single album. Most of their recordings on vinyl are going to be double albums, so they're a lot longer.
Right? Yeah.
This was a 2016 release,
Yes.
and this was their they'd gone a long time without releasing anything. Prior to this, 2007 was the only other time was the last time they released something on vinyl, and that was Oblivion with Bells. So this duo, they're from England, and they formed in 1987. So they've been around for a really, really long time. Rick Smith is the guy who does the electronics, and then Carl Hyde does the vocals. And the song Born Slippy, which was on the Train Spotting soundtrack, is the one that launched them into, superstardom in 1996, although the single was released in 1995. And that's the only way you can get that song is either on this or by buying the single.
Oh.
And then they periodically bring these other DJs in because the live performing, they need a second DJ managing the electronics. And so DJ Darren Price has been with them. They go back. I mean, I've got quite a few of their records. I've got this 12-inch single from 1988, which is Underneath the Radar. It's pretty much more of a house dance. They're not really dance though, Mike. They're more techno.
Yeah,
and they were innovators in the techno realm in that most techno DJs would take a song that was released and then put a techno beat to it, and redo the song, or the song would be a techno song would be strictly instrumental. They were among the first to take techno rhythms and write original songs to them. And some of the other albums I have is this one here, Dub No Bass with My Head Man from 1994. This is their masterpiece. This is a fucking amazing album. And then Second Toughest with the In the Infants is another one, but I only have that on CD because they're very expensive to get these on vinyl. And then we've got I've got the another 12-inch single that comes from Second Toughest in the Infants. It's Rolla and Juanita. Buku Fish was my introduction. An ex-boyfriend had this. And this is a double LP. Really good songs on that. They also, for the 2014 Olympics, they wrote 2 songs for the opening ceremonies. They were asked to do 2 songs, Caliban's Dream and I Will Kiss, which are only available as singles, or you can get it on the Summer Olympics opening, soundtrack. But they were really, there were a lot of other bands that performed at the opening ceremonies, but they were the only ones who wrote original songs for the opening ceremonies. Um, and so Barbara Barbara came out in 2016. Yeah, the lyrics are very sparse. It's almost like beat poetry being read over.
Right.
The album title comes from Rick Smith's father's last words that he spoke to his mother before he died. And they decided that they were going to use that as the title of the album. I Exhale, to me, has just got such a great groove with those simple lyrics. It's all about living in the moment. The whole like blah, 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 blah is just kind of a reference to just like this, the mundaneness of the world. And it's actually, my favorite verse when they do that. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, the blah, 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 blah. That's good.
And Craig, I like that line too about the spangled top, leather jacket. Run your fingers through your hair. We're nearly there, hiding in the dark, sheltered from the winds. Hold hands in a doorway.
Don't forget shoes and beer.
Yeah. They kind of reminds me of Making Love in a Doorway from Sweet Thing in Diamond Dogs. That kind of whole thing. But that's kind of the whole vibe of the song is just being in the moment, and then ending a light, a glow over the horizon. It's like an all-night party. Ifra has got such a killer beat. It's just such a killer beat. The word Ra is a British pejorative for stereotypical upper middle class or upper class youth. They're called Ras. So, and then there's that line in there that I really like. And you don't look old enough to have suffered so much. What do I know? Look, a heart on your arm. What does it mean? I mean, what is that about? He's just simply talking to somebody who's like lived this wretched life, and then they've got a heart tattoo on their arm, and he wants to know what it's about. It just rips on the whole concept of modern youth and ennui. The line about pirate radio hisses. Pirate radio was the old radio stations that were out on the boats because the BBC wouldn't play popular music in Britain. So they had to have these pirate radio stations in order to play the new music for people to listen to.
Have you ever seen that movie, Pirate Radio?
Yeah.
With Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yeah.
You want to know about that with the BBC and everything? It's a wonderful movie.
Yeah. And then the whole idea of living, the youth, the way youth were living, keep moving, have a good time, kind of this monotony. And then the really good buildup. Low Burn, to me, is a very layered and textured groove. It's about losing yourself again and the beat on the dance floor, but also about overcoming fear, of immersing yourself in the moment, just completely letting go. It's a frightening thing. It's a frightening prospect. Santiago Quattro, very ethereal.
Yeah, I like
it's Carmen Santiago.
Musical.
No, it's not.
The guitar sound in that is just really haunting.
There's a goddamn bug flying around. I'm trying to catch it because it will not leave me alone. Go ahead, Richard.
Anna,
it's the world around you confirming something.
Probably. I'm fucked up. Goddamn, there it is. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Motorhome. I love the simple repetition of that thematic verse. What don't lift you, drag you down. Keep away from the dark side. Yeah. This repetition.
It so many times.
But that's the whole thing. It's just, it's. This was dance music. This was techno dance music. That it would go on, and if you were doing E and or whatever,
or acid in my Janko jeans in the 90s. Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. Plus, Motorhome seems to reference the British infatuation with travelers. You just keep moving. All right, you just don't let things bring you down.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. I got it.
Ova Nova is a little bit of a lighter rhythm. The lyrics are a little bit harder to catch. I can't quite catch all the lyrics on that either. But Ova Nova, Ova is an egg. Nova is like rebirth, like a supernova. So it's a very explosive rebirth. And then they're singing about change your mind. So it's like, birthing a new perspective. If you can really change your mind, it's going to be a very significant, change for you. And then I love the simplicity of Nylon Strung, open me up. I want to hold you,
He wanted to
laugh
be
for
opened up.
you, carry me. Just that repetition. It's an invitation to someone, open me up. I want to hold you, laugh for you,
Yeah, I'm
carry
right
you.
here, baby.
Oh,
So
got it. I almost got it. Go ahead.
again. I chose this because it's a single record, and the other records that I were talking about, especially No Bass with My Head Man, is just really to me a masterpiece. And Second Toughest in the Infants is also a masterpiece. Buku Fish is really excellent. This one is, not as good as these other recordings are, but I'm still giving it 4 rainbows. And it's just one of those styles of music that doesn't necessarily appeal to everybody.
Also reminded me a little bit of a band called Cold Cave. That is, they're still active. They've been around for about 15 years, and they kind of have that dark DJ kind of sound. When I first heard Cold Cave records, I didn't realize it wasn't. There's no instruments. It's all computered and synthesized. And I went to see them live, and I was like, it's just 2 guys, and they're making all this really loud noise, and it was coming from all directions. And it felt like there were 6 people on stage, but it was really just 2 guys doing it. And it also reminded me a lot of Cold Cave. And they're still around. You
mentioned Fisher Spooner, right?
Spooner had a big hit back
yeah,
in
but I just got to make sure my brain is the female vocalist, though, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, they're really, really great.
Yeah, they were dark. It was dance music, but it had that post-punk kind of darkness to it. It wasn't like poppy, woo, woo, we're gonna go dance. It was
like I'm going to kill myself while I dance.
Yeah.
My kind of jam. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
So who chooses our next one?
Fithin.
Oh, that's me. We all have the week off.
Did you do that last time, though?
And the time before that.
No.
Yeah, and
we need to randomly walk back and pick a record.
Oh yeah, just go grab something. Put a blindfold on. Don't trip though. I'm gonna eat a pretzel.
Just grab anything.
Well, not off the stack.
No, not off this. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, this will be a good one because okay.
What is that? Well, obviously that's a big, and then there's a star around it. So.
Yes, the band is called Big Star.
Okay. Is the album also called Big Star?
It is called Number One Record.
That's what it's actually called?
Yeah. Yes.
Their debut.
Okay. I see that all the time, and I've never had any desire to listen to it because people.
I think you might like this.
Well, because that's why I'm like, everybody tells me I'm gonna love it, and then I'm like, I'm probably gonna hate it, but I might eat pretzels over that.
Yeah, this is from 1972.
1972, the birth year of someone fabulous.
Thank you,
Shane. And Fithin.
Why did
so
you?
Yeah, that's for next time.
Okay, so we are doing Big Star from 1972. the birth of Fifth and Shane, and it's called Number One Record.
That's coming soon.
Coming
But
soon.
next, what we're going to do for you is give our top 5 Lou Reed albums. Our favorite Lou Reed albums of the 70s and 80s. We're excluding anything in the 90s like Hooky Walkie or whatever that one is. He had an album called Hooky Walkie, didn't he?
Hooky
Or
Walkie?
was it just a song?
Or is it called Wiki Wacky?
No, a Hooky Walkie or something like that. We're not doing it. We're doing the ones from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
There's 15 of them.
Yeah, and we're also going to review our tops and bottoms of the year 2018 coming up as well. So stay tuned for all of that and much, much more.
And Big Star.
Yeah, Big Star with number 1 record.
Yeah, we are busy, Guncles.
We are so busy. We are busier than a one-legged man at a butt-kicking contest. I learned that from a Dolly Parton quote in a movie.
Busier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
What? Say this slower. Long-tailed cat.
Well, there's busier, or you also could say more nervous than
Okay.
a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
Oh, because the rocking chairs are... Okay, I got you, boo. Okay.
Or you could be busier than a two-peckered billy goat.
That would be a very busy Billy Goat.
And do it, Robert.
All right, we are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton, along with
Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
Craig's Vinyl Plethora.
Mike at Hubtunes.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you again soon, hopefully.
Very soon.
Hopefully.
Maybe if we don't get canceled.